Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 6 of biology, that is life process. First of all, what is the meaning of life process, or what we are going to study in this chapter? So, life process are those processes which are very essential for the survival of a living organism. Without these processes, living organism will not survive. So, the processes which are essential for survival of life are called life process. So, which processes come under life processes, or without which we cannot survive? These processes include nutrition, respiration, circulation and excretion. First of all, nutrition. What is necessary for survival of a living organism, or what all living organisms need for their survival? Yes, that is energy. And from where we get the energy? We get energy from the food we eat. So, the process of obtaining food is nutrition. Second, if we only take food and our body doesn't use it, then that food is of no use. So, second thing is that the food which we take, that has to be utilized by our body. So, the process of taking food and its utilization come under nutrition. Now, we are taking food, but that food has to be converted into energy. Then only there is use of taking that food. So, the process which converts this food into energy is respiration. Where the food will get converted into energy? That is inside the cells of our body. So, the digested food has to reach each and every cell of the body, and whatever the waste is generated, that also has to be eliminated out of the body, like the gases, carbon dioxide, water vapor, etc. So, these are excreted out through the body. So, the next process which is essential for the living organism is circulation, because circulatory system or circulation helps in movement or transportation of various substances inside our body, like nutrients, waste material, minerals, hormones, etc. So, all these substances are transported by the process of circulation. So, the nutrients have to be transported to the cells. The waste which is generated, gaseous waste, like it has to be transported to the lungs, from where it will be released out through the nose. Toxic waste like urea, uric acid, etc. have to be transported to the kidney, from where they will be excreted out in the form of urine. Besides this, the hormones which are produced by our endocrine glands, that is the ductless glands. So, these hormones also have to be transported to the site where they are used. So, the system which is involved in transportation of these things, that is the nutrients, waste material, hormones, minerals, etc. all these are transported by the circulatory system, that is they are the part of circulation. After that, the waste which is generated, it has to be eliminated out also. If there is a dustbin and that dustbin gets filled, what we do? We throw the waste out. Same our body. Our body, inside our body also lots of waste is generated. And if we will not throw that waste out, if we will not excrete that waste out, then we will fall sick. So, it is again a very important thing to remove or to get rid of the waste. And how do we get rid of the waste? that is by the process of excretion. So, these are the main processes, that is obtaining food and utilization. Number 1, nutrition. Converting food into energy, that is respiration. Transportation of the substances inside the body, that is circulation. And last, removal of the waste, that is excretion. So, these are the main life processes without which the living organism cannot survive. So, in this chapter we are going to study about all these life processes. So, first we start with the first life process, that is nutrition. Now, what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process of obtaining food and its utilization by the body is known as nutrition. So, it is the process of obtaining food. Different living organisms obtain food by various methods. Like plants, they prepare their own food, and human beings, we take food from the plants directly or indirectly. So, there are different ways by which living organisms obtain food, and that food has to be utilized by the body for growth, for producing energy, and for maintenance and repair of the damaged tissues and body parts. So, this food has to be obtained and it has to be utilized by the body. So, this whole comes under the first process, first life process, that is nutrition. So, nutrition is the process of obtaining food and its utilization. This is again important. The food has to be utilized by the body and its utilization by the body is called nutrition. Now, from where the word nutrition comes? Nutrition word is derived from the word nutrient. Now, what is nutrient? Nutrients are the substances which provides nourishment and are essential for growth and maintenance of the body. So, the intake of nutrients. What are the nutrients? Substances like carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamin and minerals. These are the main essential nutrients needed by our body. Carbohydrate, that is the energy giving food which is used for producing energy. Second, fat. Again, it is the energy giving food. Third, protein. Protein is needed by the body for the formation of cells, tissues and for growth and for repair. And then the vitamin and minerals. So, vitamin and minerals are the protective food and our body needs vitamin and minerals in very small quantity because the main purpose of these food is to help in developing immunity and they protect us from infections etc. and other diseases also. So, these are the main 5 nutrients: carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamin and minerals. So, the intake of these nutrients and then the utilization of these nutrients by the body for producing energy, that is carbohydrate and fats, for growth, that is protein, and for protection, that is vitamin and minerals. So, all these includes the nutrients. So, the process of taking nutrients is nutrition. So, the process of taking nutrients and its utilization is known as nutrition. This is the first most important process, the first most important life process in a living organism, because without energy no living organism can survive. Energy is necessary for the existence of life, for survival of life. for the survival of a living organism, because energy is needed for various functions our body perform. Even a unicellular amoeba and other microorganisms, they also need energy for the survival and for their maintenance. Okay, so that is the unicellular, multicellular organisms all need food for production of energy. Now there are different modes of nutrition. There are different ways by which living organism can obtain their food. So the different modes of nutrition are autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. What is autotrophic nutrition? Auto means self. So autotrophic nutrition means the mode of nutrition in which the organism can prepare its own food. So it doesn't have to depend on other organism for food, it itself can prepare the food. Such mode of nutrition is known as autotrophic nutrition. Now other type of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition. What is heterotrophic nutrition? It is the mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot prepare their own food. They depend on autotrophs for the food, directly or indirectly. So there are two main modes of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Organism can prepare their own food and organisms cannot prepare their own food. Autotrophic nutrition can be seen in green plants and some bacteria and blue-green algae. Heterotrophic nutrition can be seen in all other living organisms like animals, human beings, etc. So we are the heterotrophs because we cannot prepare our own food. We depend on the autotrophs, that is the plants, directly or indirectly for the food. Now there are different types of autotrophic nutrition, as you can see on the board. First is photosynthesis and second is chemosynthesis. Photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. Photo means light. What is the meaning of photo? Light. So when light is synthesized, when light is used to produce food, then we call it as photosynthesis, and food is the source of energy. So when light energy is used for preparing food, then we call it as photosynthesis. And photosynthesis is shown by all the green plants, all the organisms which contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, that is the green pigment which helps to trap the sunlight. So photosynthesis is shown by green plants and also by blue-green algae because it also contains chlorophyll, and sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. Second type is the chemosynthesis. Chemo means chemicals. So when chemicals are synthesized by the living organisms to produce food or to obtain energy, then we call it as chemosynthesis. So chemicals, example sulfur, iron, etc. Chemosynthesis is shown by some bacteria, not all the bacteria, some bacteria like iron bacteria, sulfur bacteria. These bacteria, they use iron, sulfur, etc. That is, they use chemicals to derive their nutrition. So this is chemosynthesis. So autotrophic nutrition is of two types: photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. Next is the heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition, it can be divided into categories. First is the parasitic, second saprophytic, and third is holozoic. So parasitic nutrition means the organism depends on the host organism to obtain the nutrition. So parasites, they depend on host for obtaining their nutrition. Examples, the worms, tapeworm, they are endoparasite, then mosquitoes, bugs, etc. And in plants, if we see amarbale, that is cuscuta. So it is again a parasitic plant. It is not having the green leaves which can do photosynthesis. So it depends on the host plant. Cuscuta amarbale coils around the host plant and then it sucks the nutrition from the stem of the host plant. So that is the parasitic mode of nutrition, in which there is the host and the parasite. Next is the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprophytic mode of nutrition is shown by fungus and some bacteria. In saprophytic mode of nutrition, the organism feeds on dead and decaying matter. In the rainy season, you must have seen fungus growing on rotten leaves, etc. So they feed on the dead and decaying matter. That is the saprophytic nutrition. And third is the holozoic nutrition. In holozoic nutrition, the organism take the complex food inside the body and then it is broken down into simple soluble forms. Animals, we human beings, we exhibit holozoic mode of nutrition. So there are different modes of nutrition by which living organisms can obtain their food. Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition can be of two types, photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. Photosynthesis, light is synthesized and to obtain the nutrition. Chemosynthesis, chemicals are synthesized. Then heterotrophic nutrition is of three types, parasitic, saprophytic, holozoic. Parasitic, the organism depends on the host for the food. Saprophytic, the organism feeds on the dead and decaying matter. And holozoic, organism takes the complex food inside the body and then it is converted into simple soluble forms. The organisms which show these modes of nutrition, then we call them as autotrophs, heterotrophs, parasites, saprophytes, etc. So organisms are autotrophs and heterotrophs. And the mode of nutrition is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So these are the different ways by which living organism obtain its nutrition, directly or indirectly from the plants. Heterotrophs, they all depend directly or indirectly on the plants for their survival. So finally, the plants are the producers and animals are the consumers. So autotrophic nutrition is shown by autotrophs, and autotrophs are the producers because they can prepare their own food, and heterotrophs are consumers because they cannot prepare their own food. So these are the different modes of nutrition.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.